Welcome to the channel. Over 2 million lives lost, months of brutal fighting, and a turning point in World War II. But what if the real story of Stalingrad is far darker and more complex than you've ever heard? Let's uncover the truth behind the battle that changed everything. In the summer of 1942, the German army launched its infamous assault on the Soviet city of Stalingrad. Hitler's goal? To capture this industrial city and secure a victory on the Eastern Front. But what started as a strategic military operation quickly spiraled into a brutal, months-long siege that became one of the deadliest and most pivotal battles in history. While history remembers Stalingrad as a victory for the Soviets, the truth behind the battle is far more complicated. The city was reduced to rubble, buildings flattened, civilians trapped in the crossfire. Both sides fought with everything they had, each willing to endure unimaginable horrors. The German forces expected a quick win, but they encountered fierce Soviet resistance and harsh winter conditions, which turned the tide. One of the most shocking truths about Stalingrad is the extreme conditions soldiers faced. German supply lines were stretched thin, and the freezing winter conditions were devastating. As food ran out, both German and Soviet troops faced starvation. The Soviet army used this to their advantage, encircling the German forces and cutting off their supplies. What followed was a brutal game of survival, one side running out of food, the other closing in for the kill. But here's where the story takes a shocking turn. By the end of November 1942, Soviet forces launched Operation Uranus, a massive counterattack that surrounded the German Sixth Army. For the Germans, it was a devastating blow. Hitler refused to retreat, ordering his men to hold their ground. The decision would prove disastrous. Many believe Stalingrad broke the spirit of the German army. The battle was a psychological shock, an overwhelming defeat that shattered the myth of Nazi invincibility. The German soldiers, trapped and starving, were forced to surrender. It was a humiliation that Hitler couldn't recover from. But the Soviet victory came at a horrifying cost. Stalingrad's legacy goes beyond its military significance. It became a symbol of resistance, endurance, and the brutal realities of war. Today, this city is known as Volgograd, and it stands as a reminder of the sacrifices made and the horrors faced during that fateful winter. The Battle of Stalingrad reshaped history, not just for the Soviet Union and Germany, but for the world. The truth about Stalingrad isn't just about military tactics. It's about the human cost of war. The battle taught the world that no matter how powerful an army might seem, it can always be outsmarted and overwhelmed. It also showed that victory is often achieved not just through firepower, but through the will to survive and adapt to the harshest of conditions. The Battle of Stalingrad changed the course of history. What seemed impossible, turning back the seemingly unstoppable German forces, was achieved through strategy, resilience, and sacrifice. But the true cost of victory was a grim reminder of the horrors of war. Stalingrad,